Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under. And today I was going to come on the channel and just absolutely let loose on everything that went wrong for Celtic. But you know, I've had time. I've slept on it, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go over what went wrong for Celtic, but in a calm and collected but disappointed manner. But before we get into the video though, just as we all are gracious when winning, we also have to be gracious in defeat and give credit where credit is due, unfortunately, because the Rangers beat us. They beat us 1-0, and well, we really only have ourselves to blame. They were injury damaged. It is what it is. Let's just move on. But as a lot of famous people have said, I can't quote on whoever said it first, the league is a marathon, not a sprint. We might have slipped up, but there's still a long way to go. These are just early days, and you've got to remember we are also still part of going through a rebuild. Things like this are going to happen, so let's move on. Now, the first thing that went wrong for Celtic was the lineup. Ryan Christie at cam, odds on Edouard at striker, which then forced Kyogo out onto the left wing. Ange gambled, and well, he lost his money. So we'll start with odds on Edouard. Now, this was meant to be his grand sending off, a $15 million move to Crystal Palace, and one last dance with the green and white. But after last night, I will honestly set up a GoFundMe page to pay Crystal Palace £15 million to take Edouard off our hands. Heck, I'll even drive him to the airport. I'm joking, by the way, I won't do that. But in all seriousness, I can't remember a worse performance from him. His head was not in the game. It was just so disappointing because we know how good Edouard can be. We've seen it even this season, and just the performance he put out was just absolutely shocking. It was absolutely shocking. No one can deny this. He needs a move. He needs a move. He needs something fresh. He just needs to rejuvenate his career. Honestly, I'd love to see him do well at Palace because he's done so well at Celtic. He's given us so many great memories, and I thank him for those. But I think it's best for both parties if he gets a fresh start, and so do Celtic, because we have Giacomakis undergoing a medical set to come to Celtic. I will be happy to let Edouard go, bring in Giacomakis, and then we'll just enjoy the past, but then live in the present. Look, and then that leaves us with Kyogo at left wing, and well, this is only because of Edouard playing up top, and obviously there wouldn't be any criticism of this if Edouard played well, because we saw it. Obviously, when the lineups came out, we saw Balogun at right back for the Rangers, and we thought, you know what, Kyogo will absolutely rinse him, and he didn't. Balogun pocketed him, and it's purely because Kyogo is not as damaging on the left wing as he is in the centre, and that was so clear to every single Celtic fan. Even the Rangers fans at Ibrox, they knew exactly what was going to happen as soon as Kyogo moved into striker. 3 golden opportunities. The first one, fair play to the keeper. He got it. He made a good save. The second one, Kyogo, it was a great shot. Not going to lie, it was a great shot, but he should have squared it. He should have squared it to Ryan Christie. Ryan Christie, however, should not have absolutely abused Kyogo, because as we all saw with the next golden chance, that put Kyogo off, who then tried to square it when he should have actually taken the shot. A game of missed opportunities. Oh, and I also forgot to mention Edouard's total shambolic shot in the first half. That was absolutely appalling. Yeah, what the hell was that, Eddie? But anyways, look, Ange admitted he was wrong with that on that decision, and you know, honesty is the best policy. Hopefully he makes up for it when we play Ross County on like the 12th of September after the international break. So we'll see what happens there. Now, Ryan Christie. Ryan Christie is an absolutely class footballer. Do not get me wrong here. But he's not an absolutely class footballer at centre attacking mid. He was lost. I mentioned this after the St. Mirren game. He was lost in the St. Mirren game. We won 6-0. Hurrah, hurrah. But Ryan Christie was not seen on that pitch the whole day. Was he seen at all on the pitch? Yes, he was once, when he was absolutely abusing Kyogo. Look, it's poor because Ange should know this. Ange should know that Tommy Rogic should be the cam. It's so frustrating when all the Celtic fans can see this. If Tommy Rogic had a knock, then, that's that. And if he couldn't start, then fair enough. But if he could start, why do you not start him? That's my question. He's so impeccable. When he's playing Tommy Rogic, he's just untouchable. And that's a fact. Everyone knows this. He's the best. He's the most technically gifted player in all of Scotland right now. But look, that raises the issue of what we do with Christie. Because if we want to keep him in the cam spot and we want to play Kyogo up top, who's our left winger? Well, good news there. In a video I mentioned a couple days ago, you can look at it up here. I mentioned that Celtic were trying to loan Felipe Jota from Benfica. That move has actually gone through. He's going to complete a medical on Monday, on deadline day, ahead of a loan deal, plus the option to buy for £6.4 million. So that's a hefty fee, but if he impresses with the club, I would pay that for a player like him. So hopefully that deal goes through and we're able to maybe, bench Christie, bring in Rogic, play Kyogo up top. Now, anyways, onto the two other players who I thought were absolutely lost in this whole game were Abada and Turnbull. They were lost. That wasn't to do with the lineup. They were playing in their preferred positions, but they were just absolutely shut down. They didn't have a clue what was going on. And look, that's all I'm going to bag about them, because Turnbull, I blame Turnbull's lack of playing due to the fact Rogic wasn't playing. When we saw it against Dundee. Dundee is the prime example of this. When Rogic and Turnbull linked up, they were absolutely unplayable. No one could touch them two together. And the fact that Christie was at cam, it really, really hindered Turnbull, in my honest opinion. Turnbull wasn't able to play his normal game. He was getting absolutely shit out of there because Christie wasn't providing that support, wasn't providing that hold-up play to allow Turnbull to move and get into a better position. It was just so frustrating from a viewer standpoint. And then Abada, look, he's 19 years old. And from what he's shown us this season, he's okay. He's allowed to have an off game because he is 19 years old. He isn't a 26-year-old experienced player. He's 19. It's his first ever derby in Glasgow. The future is so bright for him. It's all right. I forgive him. It's okay. Look, and the substitutions, the other thing that went wrong, too little, too late. Each substitution we made were reactive. And that is on Ange. He will know that. He'll make sure of that. He doesn't do that next time. Honestly, I feel Rogic should have came on at halftime. Rogic at halftime. Move Christie out to the left. Kyogo up top. And I reckon we would have went on to win the game from that point. But no, we made reactive substitutions as soon as Hollander headed it in. And, we paid for it because it was too little, too late. The players weren't given enough time to make an impact on the game. And it was just frustrating. Me and my dad were absolutely furious with how the game went on. But there is no point crying over spilt milk. So, yeah, that is that. Now, one thing Celtic do need to do to their lineup, and something that was out of their control for this game alone, was height. That's how we conceded, because of height. Carl Starfelt couldn't get high enough, and that's all it is. He couldn't jump high enough. Hollander got over him. I'm not blaming Starfelt here. Hollander's just a bigger body. He got over, he had it, he scored. And this is the same for the attacking. If we can ever, attacking a corner, if we can ever get a good ball in, we have no aerial threat. And that is why Celtic need to bring in Liam Scales for the Ross County game. At left back, he needs to start playing left back because he needs to be that threat at the top when we're attacking and to be the target man, and also when we're defending to, mark out always the danger men in the box. So for the Jers, for example, it would be Goldson and Hollander. He'd have to pick one of them two and try and put them out of the corner. And also we've got to remember, we've got Chris Julian coming back. So hopefully when he comes back, we can have both men in the starting lineup, and that would provide both threat when attacking and when defending. But look, at darkness, there's always light. And honestly, in this game today, there were two spots of light, and one was Carl Starfelt. I know, as I just mentioned, he was the reason that they scored because he got out-jumped. That's just a genetics thing. We can't blame him for that. But apart from a few wayward passes, he proved to us, I honestly feel, he held the defense. He held the defense intact. He kept the Jers attacking forward, nullified, bar Ryan Kent, who Tony Ralston did an amazing job, but we'll get onto that in a bit. But Starfelt proved that he can hold this defensive lineup until Chris Julian comes back, because I do still feel Chris Julian is a better defender. He'd be more beneficial to this side. But until then, Carl Starfelt, I believe we can keep him in the starting lineup. And then, of course, the second shining light is our right back spot. Tony Ralston, amazing. Yet again, amazing. Absolutely played out of his skin. And he was definitely not at fault. He was probably, I'm going to go as far as saying, he was our best player on the field. He kept Ryan Kent so quiet. Ryan Kent had one shot and it hit the side of the post in the first half. And that was when he was in the center of the pitch. That was not Ralston's fault. Every time they attacked down the left-hand side, it never amounted to anything. And that was because of Tony Ralston. And then we go to the left side where Juranovic was playing. And he played great as well. He played great as well for a player who is not in his normal position. And we all saw it. We can't keep him on the left back forever because he only has a right foot. And when we're going forward, that's going to ruin our momentum. So it is what it is. But I honestly feel if Ralston is ever out, he should be our number one going forward. Tony Ralston, our number two, whatever the right back spot is. But if he ever is out for any reason, I 100% am certain that Juranovic will do a job and will not lose any quality in that position if either of them are playing. But look, that is all from me. Quite a long, bit of a ranty video today. I'm sorry for that. It was pretty dead, pretty dull. That's just because you can't be excited. It still hurts from last night, you know, but it is what it is. I'm disappointed, but we move on. We have the international break, recoup, reset, come back against Ross County, absolutely pummel them, and that will be that. Look, my next video will be tomorrow, of course. So until next time, hail, hail.